We are down in Southwest Florida doing some more birding today and other wildlife viewing. Calling for, oh, what was that? There's a lot of noises going on over here, which is a little distracting, but we are getting further away from the highway and hopefully it'll be a little quieter. I did already get to spot a beautiful loggerhead shrike. Just absolutely stunning birds and so fun to watch them catching some of those big insects. They sometimes are known as the butcher bird, as they kill their prey on thorns, fence posts, things like that. We are now looking at a red-bellied woodpecker who's climbing his way up this slash pine. I'll try and see if I can get some footage of them, but I just absolutely love all of their little noises. You could probably hear them now. Where are you, birdie? He's up in that, oh, there he is. We're now seeing some wonderful mottled ducks down there by the pond. Really splendid birds. They kind of resemble a female mallard superficially, but are definitely a different bird. Anas fulvigula versus Anas platyrhynchus. So they are different species. Some people call them the mottled mallard, but they are definitely a separate species. Oh, here's a nice anahinga. Hey, pal. Oh, there he goes. They always surprise me with how good they are at flying. They don't seem like they would strike you as a great flying bird, but once those feathers are dry, they are quite proficient on the wing. Right, let's see. Got a shot there. It won't be anything special, but we can say that we saw it. Another view of our mottled ducks up here. Really muted colors, but quite a splendid duck. Keep it up, team. Okay, we've just seen one of my absolute favorite birds of South Florida. I don't have favorites, but I especially don't tell this bird that. They don't need an ego boost, but this is the yellow-throated warbler.
It's back there.
Oh,
yeah,
yes. Okay. Remarkable warbler with a beautiful coloration. Really, as the name implies, yellow throat. Really active feeders as well. So they are... Oh, oh, he's right here. Yes. Beautiful. Oh my goodness, you are stunning, sir. Or miss. They are technically dimorphic, but very barely. There's like a small difference between the male and female. The fun thing about the yellow-throated warbler is they're actually not a terribly shy bird. You can typically get a decent look at them. Well, that was amazing. We got some spectacular views of that yellow-throated warbler. They're an early spring migrator, so typically they'll be moving further north by now, so it's nice to see one still hanging out here. I need to double check the range map. It might be that they do hang out here longer into the season. In other parts of the US, they can be amongst the first birds to show up after the winter time. Nice boat-tail grackle giving us the flyby overhead. Hey, pal. And a nice kettle of vultures way up there with a bald eagle, which is awesome. All right, over here are some beautiful birds. The really rusty colored brown thrasher. We got two of them situated in this Florida slash pine. See if I can get some footage of them. These are a real treat to see more of that mahogany red colored thrasher. It is really awesome to get to bird and look for wildlife in places like this that are a little more developed and kind of in a suburban habitat, but I would say it's a little challenging to record and get some of the soundscape that you would otherwise get in a more designated wilderness area. So for that reason, I'll hopefully be getting a lavalier mic soon, which should help reduce some of that ambient noise. But otherwise, it's still wonderful to be out here, and I think more and more people should try to get outside into some of their local parks, state parks, municipal parks, because there is a plethora of wildlife to be discovered. So give it a go, check it out in your local park, and yeah, let me know what you think. A great example of a fish crow, and the only reason I can tell this is a fish crow is because of that noise. He sounds like a fish crow. Oh, and he's gone. Really awesome. That's by far the best way to identify the fish crow as compared to the American crow. I just got to see an amazing lizard lifer for me. This is what I believe to be a brown basilisk. I've never seen this lizard before, and I do spend a lot of time in the greater Everglades ecosystem in Big Cypress, but this is an invasive from Central and South America. This appears to be a young lizard. He's clinging onto the side of a tree here, but has not developed that signature sagittal sail on the top of his head yet, so, or his or her. So I'm gonna try and get some shots of it and hopefully use that as an ID reference for later. I'm not sure about the protocol as to reporting this or not. If I put it up in iNaturalist, hopefully people will be able to see it there, but I might double check the Florida Fish and Game Wildlife website just in case it needs to be reported over there. But either way, really amazing animal. They're also known as the Jesus Christ lizards, as they are known to run across the water extremely fast using that surface area tension and really wide dispersion of their body weight and really rapid movement across the water, so they can effectively run over the water. It's really cool. It's going to be really tough to see on the GoPro, but I'm going to take a seat here and you can kind of see him on the edge of that tree, so I'll try and see if I can get some footage of him. Absolutely breathtaking lizard. I'm inclined to try and catch it and get a hands-on experience with it, but I don't want to send him running for the hills. You know, being in South Florida, I've been here since November doing some guiding work in the Everglades. It's been amazing to see the sheer biodiversity of this place, but it's also a little sad at the same time because there has been so much damage to the ecosystem with all these introduced species. It's not this brown basilisk's fault that it's here. It's largely anthropogenic causes or human-caused events that have led them to being a presence in places like this. And many species down here that are introduced are really heavily demonized, and while that serves that utility purpose of helping people get on board with getting these animals outside of the ecosystem, they really don't need to be demonized for their own sake. They're just like any living animal trying to make their way in the world. I still really have a great deal of respect and admiration for a lot of this wildlife that makes a living in these places. Yeah, obviously very detrimental for some of our native wildlife. Let's try and get a closer look at the lizard. Definitely feeling like springtime here with the changing of the seasons, getting a little warmer on average. The water level has really dropped pretty much everywhere you look, which has resulted in this aggregating of a lot of animals coming to bodies of water that are still standing, like rivers and ponds, lakes. So you end up seeing a lot more alligator, turtle, sometimes fish action in these spots, as well as shorebirds and wading birds. Seeing a beautiful double-crested cormorant over there and a cattle egret on the shore here. Let's see if we can get his video. Kind of crazy backlighting right now, but he's been flying away from me, so if I go ahead of him, I fear he may escape. Gotcha, buddy. See that neck wobble? I often see great egrets doing this. Wow, he's really on a mission here. Well, thanks for joining us today. We saw some awesome birds, got that awesome lizard viewing, and all around just an absolutely breathtaking day. Please remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know what kind of wildlife you've been seeing lately, and we will see you next time.